Welcome to the Abrams Boxing Show, powered by Last Out Media and brought to you by www.15rounds.com, the worldwide leader in boxing news. Also, Abrams Boxing PR Media and Broadcasting, the industry standard for boxing media relations and play-by-play broadcasting. Also, check out www.abramsboxing.com, Abrams Boxing on YouTube, as well as M. Abrams Boxing on Twitter and Marc Abrams Boxing on Instagram. Hello, boxing fans. This is Marc Abrams, and welcome to another edition of the Abrams Boxing Show, show number 21. Got a couple guests for you this week. We caught up with Christian Carto, the popular Philadelphia bantamweight, who got a big victory Saturday night in Philadelphia, and also Edward Vazquez, who takes on Viktor. I keep forgetting his name. Slavinsky this Saturday night in Carson, California. That will be part of the undercard, the off-TV undercard before a big Showtime tripleheader, and we'll get into that in a second. But let's kick it back to Saturday night in Philadelphia. Christian Carto went to 21 as he scored a 10-round unanimous decision, or an 8-round unanimous decision over Hector Andres Sosa of Argentina. Sosa now 14-2 with 8 knockouts. 8-round unanimous decision at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. Scores were 79, 73, 78, 74, 77, 75 for Christian Carto, who is on the verge of a big fight. And we're going to talk to him and see what he had to say post-fight after his performance Saturday night in Philadelphia. The co-feature saw a battle of undefeated light heavyweights and Atif Oberton, who's a major prospect for King's Promotions, go to 7-0, notched his 6th knockout as he stopped previously undefeated Christian Thomas of Las Vegas. Thomas now 11-1. That was in round 2. Time was 2:24. Oberton is a big-time prospect, as we said before, in the light heavyweight division, so keep a big eye out for him. Like I said, in the main event that night, Christian Carto went to 20-1 with the win over Hector Andres Sosa, and I had a chance to catch up with him in the locker room following the Christian Carto after a hard fought. The scores may not have indicated that, but a hard fought 8-round unanimous decision over Hector Andres Sosa here at 2300 Arena. Was that the first time maybe you really had to dig down deep?
I had to dig down. I should have listened a little more to Bozy and Al. I just gotta go back to the gym and work on the things that, I know what I need to work on. I don't want to say it on the camera, but I got a lot to work on and improve and keep getting better.
Chris, now one thing I noticed when I was watching the fight, your defense was incredible. Could you talk about the defense and how you came a long way of working on that defense?
Well, Bozy I give all the credit to Bozy and Al, because they helped me so much. If it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be boxing. And even on the defense, I could come right off that, and that's what I wasn't doing tonight. I'd make a miss 4 or 5 shots, or catch 4 or 5 shots, but then not come off, and that'll slow people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It'll slow them down. I just gotta listen more and put it together.
Of course. Now Sosa was a really tough opponent, and I thought that he was a pretty good opponent for you. While you're on the way back. What do you think he brought that kind of brought little challenges?
I think I made it a little harder than it could have been, but he was good. He brought the pressure, but I kind of waited for him and let him dictate it, sit on the ropes a little. But it's all, I just got to learn from it, go back, listen to Bozy, because they were telling me exactly what to do, and if I did it, it would have been a lot easier.
You feel that you're pretty much all the way back now? I know you took those couple fights, you hurt your hand, it was kind of a little slow process after the loss. You feel that you're pretty much all the way back to where you were before?
I feel like I'm back, but it's still things I can work on and get better. It's good with Bozy because I'm still learning and stuff, but I still gotta listen a little more.
I know a lot of the fans, a lot of people in Philly are waiting for you for that big step up, that 10-round fight that's really going to cross you over to the next level. You feel you're close to ready for something like that?
Yeah, it's coming. I just got to, like I said, I don't want to just keep repeating myself, but I just got to go back to the drawing board, keep listening, have a couple more fights, and just listen to them.
So the last one for me, Chris. What do you want to do next? Would you want to do one more fight before the year's out, or do you
I would definitely like to get back in there before the year's out. but now I'm gonna go just enjoy like the weekend and the week, and then get back to the drawing board.
What do you want to say to the fans in closing?
Thanks to all my sponsors, my people that came out. Thanks Boziel, my Boots, everybody in the gym. Everybody, my brother, my dad, my mom, and I'm gonna keep getting better, keep improving.
One more thing, this place was packed tonight, and a lot of it was because of you, and you know that. When you are in the ring and you see that, obviously you're focused on your opponent, focused on the job at hand, but are you able to you ever look around and these people are all here for me?
It was a really good card. We had Atif on it before me. They had Qua, Corey, Conquest. So it was a good card, and they brought a lot of people too. But yeah, it's nice knowing all the people come out and support. It feels good.
But are you able to when you look at you able to take it in at all during the fight?
Not really. No, honestly, no, because I'm just so zoned in and focused. So, not really. Until after, after then I get to go see everybody and talk to them. So it's cool. It's a good feeling.
A lot of red shirts out there tonight.
Yeah. We gotta try to get them out.
Thank you, Christian. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Christian Carto, an immensely popular bantamweight, and it's very close to breaking through with a big opportunity. So we should see that hopefully in the next fight or two. Decent weekend of fights. Friday night, Pro Box TV returns with a featherweight bout between former world champion Zhu Khan, 18-3, 3 knockouts, taking on Brandon Benitez, 18-2 with 7 knockouts from Plant City, Florida. Saturday night, Showtime returns with a big triple header. There'll be a WBC that's going to be headlined by WBC Interim Super Welterweight Championship bout between Sebastian Fondura, 19-0-1, 13 knockouts, taking on Carlos Ocampo, 34-1 with 22 knockouts. That will take place from the Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California, aka the War Ground. So many great fights there. Also on the card, middleweight Carlos Adames, 21-1, takes on Juan Macias Montiel, 23-5-2, 25-5-2, 23 knockouts for the WBC Interim Middleweight Championship. And then the IBF Super Flyweight Championship rematch. Fernando Martinez, 14-0, 8 knockouts, takes on the former champion Jerwin Ancajas, 33-2-2, 22 knockouts. Nice, good card on paper. Fondura is always must-watch TV, in my opinion. So, definitely going to be a tremendous card. Fighter that's going to be on before the TV cameras get rolling is featherweight Edward Vazquez. Vazquez is going to take on Viktor Slavinskyy in a very important featherweight clash, and I had a chance to talk to the Fort Worth native featherweight Edward Vazquez, and this is how it sounds. Now, joining me on the line is featherweight Edward Vazquez, who this Saturday night takes on I almost called him Edward Slavinsky. I almost forgot I forgot his first name. Right?
Viktor Slavinsky.
Viktor Slavinsky. But this is our second tape. I had it right the first time. Viktor Slavinsky this Saturday night live. Be live at the Dignity Health Sports Pavilion in Carson, California. Come on right before the big Showtime card this Saturday night. Edward, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. The fight's coming near and it's fight week, so just cutting weight and relaxing and just trying to get my mind right. 4 days out.
Viktor Slavinsky, tell me your thoughts on him as an opponent.
He's a tough guy. He's doesn't have anything special. He's kind of like a Mexican style fighter, real flat-footed. A lot of output. He throws a lot of punches. He comes to win. He definitely comes to bring the fight, and so I'm fully prepared, and that's my kind of fight. I love that, man. Like I said, he's kind of got like a Mexican style, but not quite, with the Mexican sauce. So I'm gonna give him a Mexican boxing lesson.
And everyone who's seen you fight, you love to sit in there and bang and trade away. So if this should be a pretty fan-friendly fight as long as it lasts. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's when the fight was presented to me, I was excited about it, because a fight like this, with the guy who's willing to stand there and bang with me and is coming to win, that's something I can get up for and, actually work my ass off for. So for the past, about 25 days, I've been grinding. I took it like on a 3.5 week notice, but I'm always ready. I stay in the gym all year long, so it wasn't really like a last minute notice. It was just kind of like, hey, you want to fight October 8th versus Viktor Slavinsky? I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it, man. So, like I said, when they presented it to me, I was excited, man, because I know he's coming prepared. I know he's coming to win. So this what I'm in this for.
He's 13-1. You're 12-1. Like we said, the fight probably be come on sometime late in the undercard, maybe right before the TV starts. A lot of people are going to be there. Maybe some of the Showtime people will be seated ringside by then. You see this as like a kind of like a tryout between you two guys to see who may go forward in the featherweight division and get a big fight, maybe on the PBC side of things.
Absolutely, and I feel like this is the perfect guy to showcase my skills and not only my skills but also showcase my my grit and my heart. So with Fundora and Ocampo being the main event, I know it's going to be a packed house with Mexican fans, and so I'm excited for that also, not only for the PPC guys in attendance but also all the fans. It's going to be a very fan friendly fight.
You obviously you're a big Showtime event. We've mentioned before that you fought in the big Mike Tyson Roy Jones fight. Although there weren't a ton of people at the Staples Center that night because it was still during the whole COVID things. Over 1 million people purchased it on pay-per-view. A lot of eyeballs, and did something like that help prepare you for a fight like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I've said before, I think I've said it, in our previous interviews, like, the network and, the fans and all that, it's awesome. It's something that I've always dreamed of my entire life. And, at the end of the day, they are what, keep me going. But, empty arena, no network, it doesn't matter. As long as I go in there and fight, that's all I care about, man. I just want to win. That's all I care about.
And I understand that you kind of enjoy like fighting in the Golden State of California.
Yeah, man, I'm undefeated in California, so I'm looking to keep that going. The California fans, they always show me a lot of love. I get a lot of messages from people from California, and so it's I just love being out there, and I love performing in front of the California fans, and so I'm looking forward to it, man.
But one would take a look down your resume. You fought nothing but fighters with quality records. That mindset. I mean, was that something early on in your career that you said, no easy days at the office for me?
Yeah, absolutely. The beginning of my professional career, I didn't have the backing like I do now with my management, DKO Boxing, and so I kind of just had to answer the phone and take whatever was presented to me. And usually it was B-side fights. And, I've been in this game since I was a kid, and, I believe in myself a whole lot. And so I always answered the phone and said, hell yeah, let's do it. And so, that's why you see a lot of, tough opponents on my record early on, tougher than most. And I believe that's, what made me who I am today, and, I don't ask for an easy route. I don't want an easy route. I'm in this, to gamble on myself every time.
You mentioned, B-side. Do you look at this fight, because I know he's 13-1, you're 12-1 with an asterisk next to that one. We can that's another whole show for itself. But do you look at this as you guys maybe being co-A sides? There maybe is no B-side in this fight.
Yeah, I definitely, it does seem like that. I'm definitely favored to win this fight, I feel like, but also he's fought with PBC. He works with those guys. He is from Los Angeles, and so he trains in Los Angeles, lives in Los Angeles, out of the way of Ukraine. But so it is kind of like, tailored for him, but it's also tailored for me. This is a perfect opponent for me. Perfect opportunity. I'm younger. I'm fresher, and so I feel like this is, in some ways it's swayed for the both of us, and so it gives us both a fair shot, and it's going to be a hell of a fight, man. It's going to be exciting. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you mentioned he's from California. I think you spent a couple days out in California. You got some teaching from a Hall of Fame trainer. You want to share that story? Hello? No, he paused. So had a little technical difficulty here for a second, but I understand that you mentioned he's from California. You spent a couple days out there, and you got a couple tips from a Hall of Fame trainer. What you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I got to work a little bit and have dinner and pick Joe Goossen's brain for about 2 days, and it was man, it's crazy. I think that week that I was out there was my 20th boxing birthday, so I've been boxing for 20 years now, and I got a whole new boxing lesson just in that little time that I was around Joe Goossen, and it's just amazing, how much you can learn in boxing and how you just never stop learning, and he just gave me a whole new insight, and it was more like on how to actually sit down on your punches, how to turn your punches over. There's little tips, and he actually went over some film with me and and showed me some things that I was doing wrong, and he pretty much he upped my IQ a whole lot in just that amount of time. So it was I definitely cherished every bit of it, man, and I soaked it all in, and I came back home and I drilled and I drilled and I drilled, and you're gonna see it on display Saturday night.
Is this something that obviously it sounds like you had an amazing experience in just a short amount of time? Is this something that maybe you may be looking to do in between camps? Maybe go out there and work with them a few days here, a few days there?
Absolutely. He said he would like for me to come back out and and work with them, in between fights. Not so much now because it was like kind of too early right before the fight, and when you're trying to implement new things and try to like switch things up before a fight, it kind of will slow you down a little bit and might mess your game plan up. And so he wanted me to get through this fight, and he said, maybe after this fight, if I can go back out there, I could even take my coach here that I have here at home with me out there, so we can both learn, both pick his brain, and just overall just get more experience. That's the beautiful thing about boxing, is you can learn something from everyone, and as long as you never stop learning, you're going to keep getting better. And so I've definitely, I'm looking forward to going back out there after this fight, and who knows, be out there for a few weeks, a few months or whatever, and get some good sparring, get some good training, and just continue to level up. That's what it's all about.
And obviously you probably get to see different work, different angles, different guys out there.
Yeah.
You mentioned about you turning your punches over and so forth so much. Obviously, there's 3 knockouts in the 12 wins. Could we see maybe a little bit more powerful Edward Vazquez on Saturday night?
Absolutely. I like I said, I came back home and I drilled on what he was telling me, so much. And so you're definitely going to see a difference, man. The sparring that I've been having has been great. I've been feeling great. My punches have been feeling great. It just that little piece of information went a long ways for me, and I really appreciate it. And I'm grateful to have that experience. And like I said, you're going to see it Saturday night.
Well, we look forward to seeing it. I don't know if there's any stream yet or anything where we may be able to see it, but I'll be sure to post it if I find anything out. What do you want to say to the fans in closing before we see you before this very important fight against Viktor Slavinskyy this Saturday night at the Dignity Health Sports Pavilion in Carson, California?
No, I just want to say to the fans, thank you for all the support, for the continued support, for continuing to follow my career. I know it's been kind of bumpy sometimes, but we're starting to gain momentum, and this fight here is, super important for, the future fights, the very near future fights coming up. As long as I can get this win, we're going to have some big things coming, and so just continue to follow my career. And like I said, I appreciate you guys so much, man. I pour my heart and soul into this, and you'll see Saturday night. I promise to give you guys a show.
Well, we look forward to seeing it. And he's a great young man. I had the pleasure of meeting you a couple months back when you came to Philly, put
Yes,
on
sir.
great performance there. And then Saturday night, we expect nothing less than another great performance, Edward. We thank you for a few minutes of your time, and we'll talk to you along the way.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you. There you have Edward Vazquez be fighting Viktor Slavinsky this Saturday night. Some news items this week. World flyweight champion Sonny Edwards will defend his IBF championship against former light flyweight champion Felix Alvarado. That would be November 11th in Sheffield, England. The Beltweight boxing series that was supposed to happen last Saturday night in Washington was postponed due to the events surrounding the tragic and untimely death of Buddy Harrison, the father trainer of the main event fighter Dusty Hernandez Harrison, also co-promoter of the event as well. Unbeaten super lightweight Richardson Hitchens signs with Matchroom Boxing, already has a fight. That will take place November 12th in Cleveland. He'll take on Yomar Alamo, 21-1, 12 knockouts. Hitchens, 14-0, 6 knockouts. That will take place on the Montana Love Steve Spark show on DAZN. Also on the card, Raymond Ford will defend his WBA Continental Americas title against Sicario Lucas. Also, unbeaten super featherweight Christian Tapia takes on Thomas Matisse. Sad to report, 25-year-old super lightweight prospect Luis Quinones unfortunately passed away last Friday morning after spending 5 days in a coma following a knockout loss to Jose Munoz in a 140-pound bout in Barranquilla, Colombia. The welterweight super fight between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, whatever you want to believe, a report came out last week that the talks have broken down over Spence's desire to see an expense report from PBC and that not being reciprocated. So we will keep tabs on the super fight between Crawford and Spence happens. Sad to report, former bantamweight featherweight world champion Edward Joffrey passed away at the age of 86 in Brazil. Joffrey is considered maybe the greatest bantamweight in history, finished with a record of 75-2-4 with 55 knockouts. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1992. Unbeaten light heavyweight Ali Azamalov will take on Hot Rod Radivo Kalajis in a 10-round bout that will headline a ShowBox, the New Generation fight card on October 21st in Atlantic City. Also, tentatively on the card, actually not tentatively, a good fight between David Stevens and Sean Hemphill will also be on the card. Isaiah Steen, Elvis Figueroa as well. WBO middleweight world champion Yanibek Alam-Kanalai will take on Denzel Bentley. Alam-Kanalai 12-0, 8 knockouts. Bentley 17-1-1, 14 knockouts. Saturday, November 12th at the Pearl Concert Theater of the Palms Casino in Las Vegas. Also on the card will be the top-ranked debut of Sinisa Superbad Estrada, 22-0, 9 knockouts. She will defend the WBA minimum weight title against Jasmine Gali Villantarón, 6-1-2 out of Argentina. The trilogy clash between Juan Francisco Estrada, 43-3, 28 knockouts, and Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, 51-3, 41 knockouts, will take place at the Desert Diamond Arena, formerly the Gala River Arena in Glendale, Arizona, on Saturday, December 3rd. That will take place live on DAZN. Good co-feature. See the 4 times a charm for this one. Julio Cesar Martinez defending his WBC flyweight title against Mick Williams Arroyo. Heavyweight Huey Fury has pulled out of a WBA eliminator fight with Michael Hunter that was supposed to be October 29th, citing the long-term effects of COVID for Huey Fury. And finally, the IBF has stripped junior lightweight champion Joe Cordina of his 130-pound world title bout. He hurt his hand. Supposed to fight Shavkat Rakhimov on November 5th on the Dimitri Bivol Zurdo Ramirez card in Saudi Arabia and actually in Dubai. And so they stripped him of the belt. One last note, the Conor Ben Chris Eubank fight supposed to be this Saturday. As of this recording, the fight's still on, but just hours before this recording, Ben tested positive for a banned substance, and they're sorting everything out with the British Boxing Board of Control. It was on, it's off, maybe some court injunctions may be going on. So hopefully that fight happens at some point. I don't know if it's going to happen on Saturday. Maybe it will. So just tune into 15rounds.com. We'll have all the latest updates coming from England for that fight between Conor Ben and Chris Eubank Jr. I'd like to thank my guest, Christian Carto and Edward Vazquez. We will see you next week on the Abrams Boxing Show.